used those to cite in their research that they are doing. And that was why we have been respected in Africa intelligence publications in the whole world, that we have to be talked about. That government is the Biafra Republic government in exile. You know, my people, as part of Biafrans who made sure that the Biafra Republic government in exile was created and actively functioning, both home, which is a de facto government, and in abroad as government in exile, kudos to all of us. Kudos to all of you that have been standing steady, raising your shoulder up. It is a privilege to remain in the Biafra Republic government in exile. Despite the storm here and there, you are still in Brigi because this is where it matters. More so, we further made sure our government in exile had a charter. Yes, we have a charter to maintain law and discipline. So whatever the Biafra Republic government is doing in exile, whatever the de facto is doing in the homeland, take it today. They are all being called from our charter, as we are law and abiding people. So today, with the works or our first Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, or even the work of our current Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere, or even the work of our Onyendu, Brigi has taken Biafra restoration to a height never reach or even attain. The speed has increased. I didn't even believe we will reach this level today. That shows you that we have a backup. We have that motivation. And all of us here came together to make it work. So if at some point you disagree or feel you are not appealed with what Brigi is doing, it is in your right to disagree while still supporting the cause in good faith. It is not everybody in the United States of America that loves President Trump or other presidents in other countries, but that doesn't stop them from paying their tax. So it is in your right to disagree while still supporting the cause in good faith. All for one thing, unity of purpose. And what is that? For us to get our freedom. So what Brigi will not do is to compromise our standard. We will never compromise our standard as a government in exile for any individual or individuals. Because Biafra Republic government is a government, not a group. That is a fact. So we have to come together. You have to decide. Do you want freedom or not? Do you want the terrorists to take over Biafra land? But they will never succeed. They can only use you. After using you, they will dump you, as they've done to Hobus Odimba, as they've done to all of them, Rochas, Okorocha, all of them, including the saboteurs in our group. They will use you, and even the Udele that they've picked up now, he will be dumped. So that is what we have come here to, inform Biafrans. A lot is happening in the terrorist country called Nigeria. A lot. We said something about thallium, the poisonous chemical that they've brought into the country. And yours and behold, who died? Bagam. Another person has dropped dead. Who knows? Because if you look at the trend, the pattern of mysterious death in Nigeria, it is alarming. Brigadier General Ezama, he died in November 2021. The first general killed in combat in Nigeria history. He was ambushed by ISWAP. How? Because they shared intelligence from tapping of phone calls. What of Musa Oba in 2025? Two things are happening in the country right now. Either you are being poisoned by thallium or your location is leaked to the terrorists to capture you and kill you. Musa Oba died in November 2025. They tracked his WhatsApp location and ISWAP found him and they killed after 3 days of failed rescue attempts. We don't want to belong to this kind of country again. What of Lagbaja that died in November 2024? Chief of Army Staff. They appointed him in June and he died after brief illness, just 17 months into his tenure. No detailed explanation. Who knows how this one was killed? Maybe through thallium, the poisonous chemical. Because this was a chief of army staff, the highest ranking military officer, died suddenly of a brief illness in his 50s, very young. Very, very young. And nobody had to investigate. They just push it under the carpet. What of Oyibochukwu in 2023? That one was a Labour Party senatorial candidate for Enugu. Killed in attack on his own convoy. How? This location was leaked because of this same tapping into people's phone. Azuka Nko, Justice Azuka in February 2025. Former Anambra State House of Assembly member. That one was kidnapped. How? The same tapping into their phone calls to, to share their locations. Jagaban, July 2024. Also House of Representative member. Within 1 month of being sworn into office, Bagam. And up till now, detailed cause of the death has not been provided. A lot is happening in Nigeria, and this is why we have to come together and fund our freedom and leave the terrorist country called Nigeria. Because if they don't poison you, they will sell your location to your opponents, and they will come after you and kill you. Ojukbo also died, Cairo. The same 2024 February, he collapsed while watching Nigeria versus South Africa AFCON match. How? Because thallium doesn't just kill you immediately, it takes time before the symptoms even show. But it will be chopping off your internal organs. And all of a sudden, they will say, oh, heart attack. It's a lie. They have been killing politicians. The Fulanis have been killing politicians. Omoto Shonko in 2023 March, he was a Ekiti politician. That one was kidnapped. How? Because his location was shared. They tapped into his phone calls and then knew exactly where he was. And they sent kidnappers to kidnap him. Yes, Senator Migidi died. The most recent senator. Where did he die? In UK. Up till now, they have not disclosed the source of his death. He was very close, a very close associate of Wike. So if you look at the pattern now, this death is between the age of 40s and 60s, not people that are working with walking stick. It's either it is brief illness, or they have been kidnapped, or health complication, or heart attack, or violent death. And we remember what we know. I'm taking you back to that thallium sulfate. It is very, very poisonous. So Nigeria is not a place that somebody will wake up and say, oh, let us continue to live in Nigeria. We have to come together and fund this freedom. Because if someone wanted to assassinate Nigerian politicians, they could do it easily and it will never be detected because of this poison or because of tapping into their calls to get their information, to get their location. Please, my people. So I will yield my mic here for my co-host to greet the house, and then we now go to the topic of the day, which we are going to look at what exactly is lobbying battle and how seriously is the Biafra Republic government in exile being taken in the US policy circle. So my co-host, please, you have the mic.
Yeah, Mazu Onyinye, please go first. I will come back, please. Go first. Yeah, can anyone hear me? Tutos, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think he's not close to his mic. It's okay.
Can you hear me?
All right.
Can you
Okay.
hear
Okay.
me?
Okay, we can hear you.
Okay.
All right.
You know, say, Mazi today here, I always like to allow Toti. I always like to allow him to speak first before I can take over the mic. Anyway, thank you very much. Thank you very much, all Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are joining this space from. Without wasting much of our time, Madam Tutor, who is our host, I want to take permission to
We cannot hear you. Okay, now we can hear you. Go ahead.
I said I want to hold on this space for a space of 3 to 5 minutes. Is my permission granted? I want to say something
Yeah,
to Biafrans.
yeah, it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, every Biafrans. Thank you for coming to our space. As every one of us know, every Biafrans know that the only government we have is BRGIE. And BRGIE is the government of the people, by the people, and of the people. And in this BRGIE, we the citizens of Biafra, there is something we are expecting from our government. And our government cannot do those things without we supporting them in our funds in order to do the things that they need to do. So I observe that there is something we normally do in the space, and for some reasons, we have not been doing it, maybe one reason or the other. And as the spirit was led, I said, okay, I am going to see if we Biafrans, we have timbers and calibers in our space. And what am I saying about, what am I talking about? As every one of us have seen, or if you did not see, you have heard that the Zoo terrorist military are currently in our land, bombarding our land. And Biafra Republic government in exile, we need to support them to do something they are doing. There I brought myself that this little token that we have, we usually give in a space that sometimes, even if it is a once in a week, we can just make it as a needful. Let me not use that word mandatory. Let it not be as if we are mandating anybody to do what you are not willing to do. But I believe in our space, one thing to support this government. This little money we usually raise on the space, I now brought myself forward that since the space has nobody has been there, and there is no vacuum in this life, so I want to be the one. If you have any support you want to give us in this space to support our government, please, we want to start it. Whatever you have, let us start it tonight. And without wasting much of our time, as I introduce it, I want to support with 10 Ejema. I am giving 10 Ejema to support our space tonight. And I know we have timbers and calibers here in the space. We have our host who is Malantuto, and he always like to support whatever is going on in the space. So I will like our tutor to send the host speaker to those our timbers and calibers. If you are not coming on the mic, please, the comment section is open. Please, can we just do it? That is just what I want to say. Thank you very much. And we have our COS here, who is also always in support of anything that we help this government. So let's go, guys. That is just what I want to say. Thank you very much as I yield my mic here. Day one.
Ndewo, my co-host. Thank you so very much. Yes, that is the spirit, because every week we should be announcing space donation during our fundraising. We started yesterday, also on Tuesday, we started it. And I said, once you donate, send your receipt so that I compile the list and give to our information minister. Oh, Guinea, thank you so much. Yeah, our minister, 1 million, welcome. You have the mic. Unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon. I'm not going to hold much for now because of where I am. I'm just to throw more light and in support of what Mazi Oyonyere have just said. I'm also going to support this place today with Tele Gemma. So anybody that is coming up as a true Biafran, so not grabbing this mic. We are in a war. It's not maybe we just come here, we spend all the whole time, or talk, fun. At the end of the day, nothing. Eh? It is funding that we need now. I'm not going to talk much, like I've said. I will send you the receipts and it suits us. 10 Ejema to just to start with as we continue. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our Minister 1 million. Thank you. You know, on Tuesday he donated another one. Today he has donated. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please, Biafrans, if you want to support us, kindly request for the mic. We will give it to you. And then you make your donation and then you can send your receipt to me so that I compile it and give to our information minister. He will make the announcement, or even Minister Betty. I can compile it and send to her and she will make the announcement during her fundraising. Thank you so very much. Yeah, we need to back it up with action. Action, action, action. Thank you, Biafrans. We are winning. Don't be demoralized because we are winning the Nigerian terrorist government. All we need now is funding. If the outside world can recognize what we are doing, how much more you? Yes, Holland, you want to make your contribution? You are welcome. You have the mic. Did you pick up the mic, Holland? Where? I can't find you again. Holland, are you there? I've given you the mic, but I cannot see you. Okay, maybe internet has kicked him out. Once he comes back, I'll give him the mic. Yeah, my people, you see, Washington, D.C. is in many ways the most important diplomatic battleground on earth right now for the Biafra people. And we must not miss this opportunity, because the United States is the only single state, the only powerful nation on earth, on this planet. And it is also the nation that has positioned itself, especially under the President Trump administration, as a global defender of Christian communities facing persecutions. And we are one of such people. We are one of it. So now in Washington, D.C., there is a system that is called lobbying. Anybody telling you that we don't need a lobbyist, he does not know what he or she is saying. We need lobbyists, as many as possible. So there is lobbying going on in Washington. It is a system. You cannot miss it. You cannot skip it. You must have a lobbying firm. And this is what Patrick Smith said, the editor-in-chief of African Confidential. He said, the lobbying issue, the lobbying operations in the United States are very much part of the political bargaining system there. Without your lobbyist, you cannot bargain anything in Washington, D.C. Others are telling you, don't fund, don't give a big your money. Ogechukwu Nkeri is eating your money. It is because they are frustrated, they cannot reach the level our Prime Minister has reached. Did you see the video day before yesterday? They cannot go near, so they are doing everything possible to discourage you from funding your freedom, funding your diplomatic engagement, funding your recognition, funding your defense back home. So this is a man telling you how important lobbying is. The lobbying issue, the lobbying operations in the United States are very much part of the political bargaining system. So you cannot do anything without your lobbying. That was why Nigerians had to rush out to get one, to show you how important lobbying is. So this is how America works. That's it. You hire firms, you make connections, you get access to decision makers. You shape your narrative. Who will help you to do all these things? Your lobbyists will help you to do it. So government do it. You can hear when Patrick said, government do it. When Chris asked him, is this showing a sign of weakness in the side of the Nigerian for hiring a lobby? He said everybody does it. So now tell me, why would somebody sit on the fence and tell you don't fund your freedom? We are not the first people to have lobbyists. This is not a Biafran act. He said everyone. Instead of him to say, yes, it shows it's a sign of weakness to the terrorist country, he dodged and said, yes, everybody does it. Corporations do it as well. And now the Biafra Republic government in exile is doing it, and is doing it effectively. So we are not just doing anyhow. We are doing it effectively. And what do you think will even make us to do more? Is by funding. Nothing more. That day, our Mazi Elia spoke to us in the space. We could hear the voice of our brother Mighty Dot. We could hear the voice of our foreign minister Chima. We could hear the voice of our prime minister Ogechukwu Nkere. Mighty Dot now has gone to experience. He said, wow, this is a wow. You know, when you are in a place and whatever you are doing, you cannot say it is a wow. That means you've not even started. Mighty Dot came back and said, this is a wow. That it looks so real. The environment was so real, like Biafra should come today, tomorrow. That is the spirit, because he has gone, he has seen it by himself. That it's not the one that the prime minister will come and give us feedback. He was part and parcel of it. He saw very well that it is not about taking photos. That its photos are taken after the deal of the day. Photos are taken after the discussion of the day. And the discussion of the day has to be productive before you even talk of photos. That is if you have time for it. He experienced it. So you can message him and ask for more explanation. He was also in Minister Betty's program this afternoon to still talk to Biafrans about it and how important it is for us to come and fund our freedom. Because he saw things for himself. So Nigeria, a government, a terrorist government with billions of naira gotten from the OIC, gotten from the D8, gotten from France, from UK, from China, from everywhere, from Germany, had to sign a multinational $1 million lobbying contract with a Republican-linked firm in Washington, D.C. just to counter what we are doing. That was why this man came out. Patrick Smith confirmed it. Tinubu administration rushed. That was the word I don't wait. I don't know if I can go back and play. Maybe because of time, you know, our prime minister is coming. He said, the Tinubu administration rushed RUSHED to hire lobbyists after President Trump made his now famous threat. And I'm quoting him: go into Nigeria, guns a blessing. Nigeria had to rush because they were sleeping. They did not take us seriously when we started. They thought that by kidnapping Onyendu and detaining him and sending him to Sokoto that they have conquered Biafra, they have killed Biafra, they have ended Biafra. Oh, they thought that that is the same word that Peter Obi said, oh, Biafra died many years ago. They thought they have succeeded. They thought that by sending Simon Ekpa, our first prime minister, to detention and 6 years imprisonment, that they have succeeded. Little did they know that it was not even Simon Ekpa that was doing this work. It is our prime minister, current prime minister, Ogechukwu Nkere, His Excellency. He was the one that will go to Washington, D.C., make all the contacts, make all the meetings, take picture, and now come back home and call our first prime minister and say, this is what I have achieved today. And then he will come out to social media and give you feedback. It was not him that was doing the job. What are we talking? Without our current prime minister, there is no Simon Ekpa. I keep on repeating it. Because he did not leave Finland. He had to wait, coordinate with him. And that one was updating him in every discussion he's making. Every update he was giving to him. So those of you that are sheepishly following Rabu Fulani, sheepishly following Imam Madhabud and Choma Okoma, believing that it was our prime minister that did the job, you all failed because it was not him. It wasn't him. It was this same man that you are castigating today. And you used to help him that time to share the pictures as well. You used to applaud him. Oh, welcome, well done, information. That was our finance minister. Without our prime minister, Simon Ogechukwu Nkere, there is no Simon Ekpa. Ask him, he will tell you. He will always tell you if he's sincere enough. And I know he has been telling us. There is no Briggy without our current prime minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. So why are you castigating him today? Why are you sitting on the fence and refusing to do what you are supposed to do? Just because of jealousy. But when there was opportunity for you to come out and contest, you guys refused to. Because you couldn't carry the load. You cannot do what he is doing. You all have criminal record. But you are the one saying that he has criminal record. If all of you did not have criminal record, those of you in the United States, why didn't you go out and contest? Because you know you cannot pass the test. And I pity the Biafrans that have allowed themselves to be misled by these idiotic, educated fools. We had what I'm coming to that man, because that is the only educated man in Biafra land, Dr. Lawrence. We will come to him later. That shows that that man did not buy his doctorate certificate. Well, I'm coming to him. I just want to finish this, our lobbying thing, what they're doing, because they are all interconnected. That man gave us another referendum in front of Tinubu that day. So what are we talking? Without Ogechukwu Nkere, there is no Briggy. There is no update from Simon Ekpa, our first prime minister. He was the one doing the job. No, not Ngozi, not Imam Madabu, not Okomadem, none of them. And he's still doing till today. As I said, when our leaders come, let them first of all visit our website before asking anybody any question. Let Simon Ekpa, our first prime minister, go and visit the old website he left behind and see what has been added since he left. The only thing that has been added there is Ogechukwu Nkere expunged. Sonia Parawa, what did they even say? Is it terminated or whatever they wrote there? That's all he will see. And then he will ask himself questions, say, what is happening here? And then from there, he will contact our current prime minister and say, Ogini, Mazi Ogechukwu Nkere, where are you? And our prime minister will tell him, I am where I am supposed to be. And he will say, where is that? He will say, Biafra Republic government in exile, that you started and put up the structure. I am still there. I have not shifted my goalpost. Do you want to know what has been happening? Let me also give you my own account, because our first prime minister said that when Onyendu comes out, he will ask him, Simon Ekpa, show me what you did when I was not around. DOA, show me, come and give us your report card. So the same thing he said about Onyendu, how he will also give Onyendu his report card. He will do the same thing when he comes out. Yes. Ogechukwu Nkere, I know in the charter there was a provision for election to be conducted for a new prime minister. Are you the one? Ogechukwu Nkere, His Excellency will say, yes, I'm the one. Oh yeah, show me your report. And he will show. He doesn't even need to talk much. Oh my goodness me. Biafra is so organized that he will just give him our website. Hey, he will give him our website, because talking will not solve anything. He will not convince him by talking. He will say, okay, you want our website? This is our website, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. Go there and see things for yourself. And that is what I'm telling you right now. If you know our website, go there, that link, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org/donate. Just go and see things for yourself. We are not doing fanfare here. We are not acting movie. So our first prime minister will go there. Do you think, after visiting our website, that he will abandon it? He can never. Biafra Republic government in exile is the second child to our first prime minister, Simon Ekpa. He can never abandon Briggy. Where will he start from? Where will he start? Is he going to start with those that have disgraced him everywhere? No, he cannot. He cannot go there because he's not a failure. He's a man that is very, very focused and know what he wants. So he cannot. So anybody deceiving you, and you are in this space listening to us anonymously and also listening to us like physically, we've seen you, we've seen your profile here, and you are still contributing money, giving your hard-earned money to those that are building up viewers so that they can survive and feed their families, then your name is sorry. Your name is sorry. An outsider is seeing what the Biafra Republic government in exile is doing. Yeah, I've seen two hands up. Do you want to say anything? So Patrick, who has covered Africa for decades? Yeah, 1 million. Are you there? Cyprian, any message? Cyprian, sorry.
Okay, go ahead now. When you
Okay.
finish your commission, I just want to say I paid 2,000 again. You can
Oh,
see it from your DM.
oh, thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you, my brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, I will check all that once I drop the mic. I will, gather it all together. Thank you so much. God bless you. May God enrich your pocket. So this man has covered Africa for decades. So he knows what he's talking about. He knows who has a good report card. He knows who has a credibility. He knows who is working hard. He knows those that are faking it. He knows those that are corrupt. He knows those that are extorting money from people. He knows that the Nigerian terrorist government, they are corrupt leaders. He knows. And he came out and acknowledged that the Biafra lobbying effort has been, and I'm paraphrasing him directly, extremely effective over probably 20 years, because that is consistency. You pass the battle to this one, you pass and pass and pass. We have not deviated. But this last one, now nail it, which is our Bong Mazi Elias. Because why? He's also a focused person. Nobody will accept you in Washington, D.C. as a group. No one. And he said that this lobbying has been working through the religious right in America, busy building relationship with evangelical Christian network, who are among the most powerful political financier in the Republican Party. 20 years of groundwork, underground, but background since 2023. It came out fully to the entire world to see that we are no more a group. We are now a government. Lucky are you if you are in the Biafra Republic government in exile. Because if you are in the accountability group, they will keep on confusing you. At the end of the day, you come back and apologize. We will accept you after all, you're a Biafran. But don't do it intentionally when you know that where you are going is a wrong group and you still go thinking that when you come back, we'll welcome you. That is intentional sabotage. You know what you are doing. So why are you doing it? Stay one place so that thunder will know where to strike. Stop, going here today, tomorrow you come back today, you go there tomorrow, you come back. Stop joking with people's emotions. Stay one place so that Biafrans will know that their hard-earned money is being used judiciously where it's supposed to be. Stop dragging us backward. So, my people, we really, really have to come together. Because Patrick Smith is one respected source. But now we have two more. And these are global mainstream financial and media houses, news media houses. He's just a person. We have many. We have many talking about Briggy. You see, I'm starting this part from the Western side. I am still going to bring it to African setting so that we know those that are, exposing and giving credibility to the work of the Biafra Republic government in exile. So this is from the Western side. Yes. One of the media houses or news media is Baron. Go there, you see. It is one of the most respected financial publication in the United States of America, part of the Dow Jones family. He also published a report that specifically names Moran Global Strategies because they started this lobbying thing with us as representing the Biafra Republic government in exile. And he said he wrote to U.S. congressional staffer in March. That was what our Moran Global Strategies did that time. And who still did the job? It was Mazi Bong Elias. But this year he decided to create his own and move on. And what did they write in that congressional staffer? When he wrote to the U.S. congressional staffers in March, he said he was warning of the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. And this was disclosed through official American foreign lobby registration rules. That Biafra Republic government is not just a rumor, as people are trying to deceive you. Biafra Republic government in exile is not a rumor. It is a legally registered, public disclosed fact of record with the United States of America. Don't let anybody, deceive you, because he also cited, this Baron also cited ACLA data showing 52,915 civilians that have been killed through targeted killings in Nigeria since 2009. He made reference to all this. So these are not Briggy members so that you say, these are Biafran activists, or this is Sonny Akbarawa that wrote it, or it is tutors that wrote this article. No. Or Toti wrote it, or our CEOs wrote it, or Mama Betty, or all of us here wrote it. No. These are independent a conflict data that they gathered that confirmed that, and what the Biafra Republic government in exile have been telling the Washington DC. See how serious we are. I am also helping all of you here that may say, what are they doing? And those that will listen to this space after. And also talking to somebody like Chris, because he was asking how seriously we are. And he connected it directly to President Trump's comment. Because President Trump's comment comes as a lobbying effort is underway on behalf of the Nigerian separatists. And Trump threat to go into Nigerian guns are blazing and Briggy lobbyings are linked in that same paragraph. Go and read it. They linked our lobbies in that same paragraph, connecting it to the comment that President Trump did, that threat that Donald Trump did, to show you that Briggy is the only government that is fighting for your freedom, and all that they want from you is to come and support with your and agenda. Leave the work for our lobbies, leave the work for our de facto government, fuel them, give them that oxygen that they need to breathe. We don't want the oxygen to be seized, because we don't want our government to suffocate, neither our defense to suffocate because of lack of oxygen. And what is that oxygen right now is a J and a Gemma. If you also go back and read France 24, is another international respected French news network that has reached over 50 million viewers globally. They also connect the seriousness of Biafra Republic government in exile. So don't think it is only Patrick Smith. I'm using Patrick Smith as a base to let you know that we are making waves. Our ex-prime minister said, we are going to do wonders, and we are doing it. The Biafra Republic government in exile is doing it. You see, our moral global strategy that time represented us. They also wrote to congressional staffer in March. They quoted it. This France 24 quoted it as well. And you know that France 24 is not just a small outlet. It is watched by heads of state, diplomats, and foreign ministries across Africa, even Europe and beyond. They made reference to it. So this means Briggy's work in Washington, D.C. has been confirmed not just by African Confidential, that is Patrick Smith, but with Barron's and France and even AFP, which are the world's largest news wire service. You see? And when the AFP covers something, it goes everywhere. So what are we supposed to do, my people? When people ask, is Briggy serious? You can now say, Barron reported it, Briggy is serious. You can now say, France 24 reported it, Briggy is serious. You can now say, African AFP distributed the story worldwide, Briggy is serious. You can now say, Patrick Smith, give them the link. Give them the link that we are serious. So this is not a movement operating in the shadows, no. Or a movement that will go and rent one room and say this is embassy. No. We are serious. This is operating in full public daylight through legitimate legal channels in the most powerful capital in the world. We are serious. How seriously is the Briggy being taken in US policy circles? We are damn serious. You see? And he made reference to who is listening. Who is listening in Washington, D.C.? Because, you know, this is where we really have to get it very, very specific. Who is listening to us? And this man named two names. First of all, he said Senator Ted Cruz. Because these are not just minor names or names that don't matter. Did you see the video how the man was walking the other day to go and shake hands with his fellow Texas members? He was moving like a lion. And when they saw him, the people were so happy to see him in their midst. They welcome him wholeheartedly. That is the man that Biafra Republic government in exile is working with. So it's not just any senator. He is the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Those telling you that our prime minister normally go there and take picture, let them go now and even take picture. We are waiting to see the picture. Did you people see oh my goodness me, the respect that Mighty Dot, you tell us how heavy that briefcase is. Did you people see the video? Mighty Dot collected that briefcase and held it to himself and said, let me help you with this briefcase. You see? So let those castigating him, he goes there, let them go there and take picture. We want to see if it is that easy. We want to see their pictures as well. Because the picture of our Prime Minister with Ted Cruz is there in our website. Go there, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. Go there, as you are clicking the picture, go and click donate button. Because people made that to happen. Let your money also speak. However little, whether it is 1 Ejo or 1 Ejema, go and click. So this man is the most powerful foreign policy position. He has that position in the United States Senate. He's not a my man. He is not a Baribe. No. He has something upstairs. A well-respected man. And when he decides a foreign country matters, it matters a lot. We select the people we talk to. We select people that have critical thinking and have strategies to guide us because we don't want to make mistakes. This time around, it is deadly and costly. So when Ted Cruz holds a meeting, government answer immediately. And when he supports a cause, it gets that resources and attention that cause needs immediately. And Patrick Smith confirmed on the camera that Ted Cruz is a big supporter. Imagine the stressful. Hey, I need people that can help me with this English. He said a big supporter. He really stressed that a big supporter. Please, I need help. Who can tell us the meaning of a big supporter of the Biafra Republic government in exile? I need help there. And why did he stress that so much? I don't know. Anybody that will pick up the mic? 1 million or my co-host? Anyone? Can you still hear me?
Yeah. Tutos, you mean the person that that the Biafra Republic government in exile and the Biafran people are getting support from in Washington DC?
Yeah, I want you to elaborate more on this. How this Patrick Smith stresses this place that he said, "Oh, Ted Cruz is a big supporter of the Biafra Republic government in exile." What does that mean? Please help us.
Yeah, and thank you very much, Tutos. Thank you for hosting us today, and my appreciation to our leaders, Mazi Malikan, and the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekman, also our current active Prime Minister, Mazi Ogechukwunke, and also send my salutations to all the Brigi cabinet members, ministers, and honorables. I say greetings to everyone of you, and also to the Biafran people, those that are here and those that were listening to the space earlier on. So I still stand on the existing protocol of the space based on the principle and policy of the Biafra Republic government in exile. I still remain Mazi 30. Yeah, thank you very much, Tutos. When you were making your submission, you said something that, some people would like to ask this question: is Briggy really serious? And from everything that you have said here, all the explanation that you have given, that are evidence-based, not maybe we are just, purporting some kind of information out there to swindle people or to use deceptive measures to deceive people to support what we are doing. And that shows that, yes, Briggy is very serious in what they are doing in Washington, D.C. regarding the freedom of the Biafran people. And if you look it closely, you will see that for Briggy to be having the support of someone like Senator Ted Cruz today in the Washington, D.C. shows that, yes, the Briggy government is on top of the mountain regarding the freedom of the Biafran people. And when I say on top of the mountain, means being on the highest diplomatic level when it comes to self-determination. And for that reason, for Briggy to be able to, being on that top level, diplomatically fighting for the Biafran people, shows that Briggy is a legal entity. Briggy is what the Biafran people need at this point in time. Because Senator Ted Cruz cannot come out, start having discussion with an ordinary person, a sympathizer, because whatever you see some of this group doing today, I'm not this distracted. I may see them as a deceptive sympathizers, because so many of them they love Biafra, they need Biafra, they want Biafra to come. but they don't have this mental toughness to be able to decipher the right from the wrong. And that is why none of them have been able to, attain that height that Briggy has been able to make in Washington, D.C. And for this reason, that is the reason why every one of us needs to look at a bigger picture, what is in front of us. Because it's not easy to be having the support of a senator like Ted Cruz in Washington, D.C. It is not easy. And what it means for us as a people means that we are operating on the international framework in fighting for your statehood or country. And it's a very big blessing that even organizations out there, both medias and etc., are now speaking about Briggy. So it is a very big honor to the Biafran people when it comes in terms of the support that we are getting from Senator Ted Cruz in Washington, D.C. And that is what every one of us need to, take very serious at this point in time. We are not just coming out here to tell you people that what we are doing is right. We are also telling you people that Briggy is a place where you need to be if you really need this freedom, and make sure that you support this diplomatic war, as the Nigerian terrorist government stated it in their press release. This diplomatic war in Washington, D.C. intensified in a very large scale of defense. So I want to encourage every one of us. Tutors already said everything here. You understand? But I'm just trying to add one or two things, because if you're listening closely to how she was making, she has already spelled everything out. She has already made us to understand what, gaining such support in the United States of America means for the Biafran people, and what that means. It's your freedom, but it now depends on you if you really want to grab that freedom, because the freedom is in your hands. Now they are giving you a listening ear to come and say, okay, this is what we want, this is what we think will be better for us as a people. But if you don't support it, it will all come to futility. So just want to appreciate the co-host, and I would like to use my mic here. And if I have time again, I will come in. So I will not make you lose the line of your thoughts. I know I've taken some minutes, but I use my mic here for now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, my co-host. Hey, okay, Baba.
Can you repeat that your question again? Repeat it again.
Yeah, okay. He has explained it. If you want to explain, it's fine. He said, what captivated me was the way he stressed that answer to that question. He said, let me tell you, Chris, as you're asking me, that the Biafra Republic government in exile, they have two strong pillars. And he said, one of it is Ted Cruz. He said, he is a big supporter of the Biafra Republic government in exile. He did not even say the supporter of the lobbyists. He said he's a big one, a big supporter. So I wanted you to tell me, what is that meaning? What does it mean? What did Chris mean by saying Ted Cruz is a big supporter? Yeah, you have the mic.
Okay.
Thank you, my co-host. Thank you. Yeah, go on.
Okay, thank you very much. Before I go to the question, I want to tell Holland, please go down from request. You may refresh your account before you come in. I have been trying to bring you, but it's not responding. Thank you. So what I see that man means by what he said is this. Is a big supporter means that man is a very huge man. Is a that kind of hero code man will support this BIGIE. That means that man, Ted Cruz, is really a prominent somebody, and somebody that has a name. That is what that man means by saying that man is a big supporter. That very man, you must, for that kind of somebody that has that weight to support this government, Did you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm through. That is what I just give my. I've rounded up. Thank you.
Okay,
All
thank you
right.
so much. Thank you.
Yeah. And to Titus. You
Hey,
see, okay, Mike, I thought you called me. Oh.
no, I did not call you. It's Rach and Fury before he will fight me. Oh. Wait, let Rach answer this.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me take it up from here. Greetings to you, great Biafrans. Greetings to you, our dear sister tutors, and the co-host Totify, as well as Mazi Onyenyere, the man with always with one question. To you, Honorable Nosso, and to all the Biafrans that are here gathered, freedom lovers, special greetings. Friends of Biafra, I greet you also. So our leaders, especially the current serving Prime Minister, His Excellency Ogechukwu Kere, and every other leaders in prison and of old. Special salute to the entire Biafra Defense Forces. This is the season, this is the time of war, and the war is real in homeland. Going to your question, the question is, what is the question again? That what can you refresh my mind with the question, or should I just answer the way I understand?
The question is, what do you understand by Patrick Smith confirming on the camera that Ted Cruz, because remember the topic says, how seriously, which is the question that, what is his name? Chris asked this man during his interview. He said, how seriously is the bringing? And this man said, you don't know? He said, no, I don't know. He said, they already have two. He mentioned two names, powerful men, and one of them is Ted Cruz. He said Ted Cruz is a big supporter of the Biafra Republic government in exile. So my question is, what do you understand from the statements? How this man really, he did not just say he's a supporter. No, he added a big. So I want you to tell Biafrans, what do you understand by that briefly? Yalla.
Okay. Thank you very much. Big is big. When they say something is big, something is big. It simply means Ted Cruz is one of the key decision makers in American politics. A man that his words or his opinions influence the American policy greatly. Not just American policy. That this is a man that this is a man whose opinion is also required, also matters when it comes to world policy, when it has to do with policies that governs the world regarding to war, making peace, or all over the world. This is a man that his opinion matters a lot. For instance, they are going to Iran today to destroy the Islamic regime. These are people whose opinion are sought before certain actions and certain steps are taken. So that big means a man whose opinion carries heavy weight that American government listens to. They consider his opinion before making decisions. You understand? So I think that is what that big stands for in that place. And I also want to tell Biafrans that we are in the right path. So no matter where you are, it is hard time you align with the government that is making things happen. Like I've always told you, the only missing link why we did not get our freedom in 1967 to 1970 is America. Today, we are directly inside, not just inside, we are not just inside the corner peeping, but we are speaking with key decision makers whose opinion carry heavy weight in American policy and in world policy. I mean, in American politics and in world politics, you understand? So that is what we are talking about. That is why everybody needs to support this government, no matter the department you find yourself, whether you are in security, you are in media, you are just ordinary Biafra, or any field you find yourself, you must support this government so that we can be in alignment to get the freedom we most desire as quick as possible within this time frame that Donald Trump is in office, so that years to come, our children will not come back and begin to fight for Biafra and lose their lives again. Thank you very much. Let me drop the mic here.
Thank you so much. That was brilliant. Thank you, Rage and Fury. Wow. Yeah, Simon Ekpa 1 million. Are you there to answer the question? Yeah, like, go straight to the question. Welcome.
Thank you, Tutos, the host. And I'll stand on the existing protocols to save time. My regards to all the ministers in the House, all the speakers, the co-host, and all the listeners. God bless you all. So going straight to the question, I want to look at it from a different perspective. Most of us are football lovers. We support one club or the other, Manchester United, and all the rest of the clubs. So if you are a big supporter of your football club and your club is having a match, you will put aside everything you are doing to ensure that you are watching your team play and probably win. So you are bound to give them every form of support to ensure they keep doing what they know how to do best. So, and also if you're in a gathering where someone is speaking something bad about your team, you will stand up and defend your team with everything you have. So the same thing goes to our supporters in Capitol, in Washington, D.C. Example, in the person of Rep. Ted Cruz. He is one of the big supporters of the brigade and what we are doing. So meaning that he is a big supporter because he will speak on our behalf even when we are not there. He will defend us and he will ensure that nobody tries to do anything against what we have been presenting. So this is the reason why I think that he is regarded as one of our big supporters. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 1 million Biafra. Thank you so much. God bless you. Yes. Well said. Hey yo. Another sorry, Simon Ekpa. Yeah.
Allow me to go now. Am I not here? Are you not seeing me? Let me
I've seen
answer
you
your
now.
question.
Somebody
So
was talking. I've seen you. Go ahead.
you keep me
Answer the
for
question.
Monepa. So
Sorry.
it is very
Sorry.
you know, you see how it is pass me if you pay me well. If you know how I'm rushing to get to this location where I am to answer that question, because all the whole answer that I've been hearing, you people, why Biafra? Are you people sleeping? Wake up. Wake up, why we door? Look at this kind of sweet question I was supposed to answer with agility. Some of us are just like asking, are we still thinking? Hey God, though. The exactly meaning of that is that Nigeria is finished. If you did not get it very well, understand that it was telling that man that if somebody like Ted Cruz is supporting Biafran government in exile, that the $9 million lobby is useless. I don't know if we are getting the point. So me, I don't like talking too much. I like to go straight to the point. He was telling that man straight there on that program that Nigeria is finished. There's nothing they can do about it. If the Afghan government can gain the support of this great man, Ted Cruz, it's finished. What you know? I don't know if there's any other thing you want to hear again. No? I'll finish. Thank you. Oh, Biafra, the boys in our
Yeah. In fact, I am overwhelmed by all the responses. It was Toti that opened the floor. That's it. Thank you so much. 1 million. See, Biafrans are so brilliant and articulated in everything that they are doing. Yes. You don't know? Let me just tell you, as 1 million said, Ted Cruz is a big supporter of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Let that land into the heads and brains of all those that want to sabotage Briggy, that you can never sabotage Briggy. The man is the one that chairs the committee. That man who chairs that entire committee that oversees all American foreign affairs relationship is telling you, and is the pillar of the Biafra Republic government in exile. So when he said he's a big supporter, that man knows about Biafra. You cannot go and tell him otherwise about Biafra. You cannot go and tell him otherwise about the genocide that is going on in Biafra land. So a big supporter is an individual who strongly, not partially, strongly, for better, for worse, it's just like husband and wife. Even though I know some husband will run away and leave their wives, some wife will run away and leave their husband. Let me even put it when God say, can a woman forget the child that he is fit giving, even if she forget or abandon the child, I will not support you. That is, if God has your back, you have nothing to worry about. That is the situation of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Ted Cruz have the back. He has thrown his weight strongly for Biafra, whether Biafra, our prime minister is there or not. He is there to defend Biafra. He's there to defend the cause of Biafra. From his movement, I told you, go and look at it. He looks like a lion. Yes, being a strong, a big supporter means he also have passion. He's very passionate. Hey yo, very, very passionate about our freedom. Very, very passionate to make sure that we are free from the contraption called Nigeria. Very, very passionate for him to see that Christian genocide ends. That is how passionate he is. And he decided to give us, to be that our big supporter. And he's also consistent. Consistent, because you can support me today, like some of our people that were for Briggy. Now they are running to somewhere else. Or those that were for Nnamdi Kanu, they are running to, they ran to Simon Ekpa. No, I don't want to be part of it. No, 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 no. That is not what it means to be a big supporter. You have to be consistent. Not today, tomorrow you begin to deviate. You begin to attach emotions. Ted Cruz is not attaching emotion in what he's doing with Biafra people. He is consistent. If you like, Orabueze ago, he will not listen to you. He said, I have stepped my feet in Biafra. I am with the Biafra Republic government in exile, and so shall it be. But worse or good, I am there for them. Under the sun, I am there. In rainy season, I am there. So Patrick is telling them, hey, you don't know? That is the man that is throwing his weight on the Biafran people. And he's not a man that fluctuates. If he decides to do something, he will do. So he is there to support our freedom. He is there to support our government. So he supports the cause. You see? And he mentioned the second man, Mike Pompeo, that was the United States Secretary under Donald Trump. He was the chief diplomat of the most powerful nation when Donald Trump was there. And he has also aligned with the concern of persecuted Christians in Nigeria. That is Biafran people. So both, these are the ones that he knows. Oh, there are many of them that he doesn't know. But because I think his interview was timed, he just said, okay, let me just tell you, in case you don't know, because the way you are asking me this question is like you are not informed. I think small thing he might have said in his mind, shame on you, Chris. So let me just educate you, Chris, that these two men that I'm even mentioning, hey, if I want to dig into, maybe Adibini had access to our website, he would have said, Chris, let me share their website for you to see what is happening. Because seeing is believing. Hey, you. So he explained, explained everything. He explained the political mechanic of why this matters so much that Nigeria is gone. Because these two men, plus the ones he doesn't know, are not the people that you can go and lobby for them to call black white and white black. Yes. And he said the evangelical base is absolutely critical. Hey, I need someone to tell me the meaning of critical. When they say something is critical, he said the evangelical base is absolutely critical for Trump. I need help. Absolutely. Let us check for the meaning of this, saying that something is absolutely critical. Please, who is there? Absolutely critical. I need help. Oh.
Yeah, tutors. In a nutshell, something being critical means something that is very, very serious and decisive, and that shows a very big kudos to what the Biafran Republic government in exile is doing. So, critical is just when something is very serious, something that is very something that is very extreme and important at the end of the day. So that's what critical means. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my co-host, Guinea. Oxygen is very critical. Very, very critical. Very, very vital. Very, very important. You are focused on it. Thank you so much, my co-host. God bless you. So that is
I can
how. Hold on. Rach, wait now. You want to answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I want to. Shall I go ahead?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, critical means vital and a necessity. Something that like a necessity. And one thing I want to actually add quickly is that when the man say big supporter, it means he simply say that Nigeria is in deep mess. You understand? It's in deep trouble as a result of having a supporter of the caliber of Rep. What's the name again? What's the name again? That Rep, that Senator Ted Cruz. It means that Nigeria is in mess. It's a deep mess, in deep trouble. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rach. Holland, do you want to answer? Your hand is up. Holland. Holland, are you there? Okay, when you come back now, you continue. So that is
Tutor, can
yeah,
you hear me now? Thank
yeah,
you.
I can hear you.
I want to greet the house, and I want to appreciate every wonderful work that you and the team has been doing, keeping this ginger higher and making every tactics of the government alive and well going, and putting every mind at rest that no BRGI remain the major pole, the only antenna that is well raised in Washington, D.C., and were highly acknowledged, and there is no doubt about it. When you talk about absolutely critical, I love that word to a very great extent. That no, is 100%, is 100% with no doubt, 100% with no exception. When you talk about critical, without no outcome of any way that would make it indispensable. So absolutely critical. It become essential. A no-go area is a thing that it has come to. It is thing that has come to be, and it's not negotiable. In all sense and all reality, there is no doubt about it that no, it is finished. Nigeria is gone, and there is nothing they can do about it. There is all absolute figure and pointer that no is already at the base of completion. That no, the freedom of the people cannot be negotiated. I'm so happy that no, these are white people that know you cannot just buy their conscience, and they know what they are doing. They are doing the right thing, and know if only they will understand that the journey of BRGI didn't just start today. It started for quite some times, even right before our PM come into the hands of the enemy Finland. And right from what our PM, the current one now, Ogechukwu Nkebe, has really brought to the board, and we can see what is being dispensed out. It is so absolute to notice that no, someone like the Cruz are not people that know you can buy their conscience, and no, little did they know that no, they are the brain boss behind the matter. These are people that rob mind. I can even listen to him. Was it not yesterday when he was talking about Iran matter? He rob mind with no Trump like no tomorrow, no day. They don't know what they saw. And the whole good news are no, as we give support to BLGI, we will come to laugh the best. And that is what is expected of any one that understand what we are doing, that know they need to come on board and put all their weight and support in this very vital move that we find ourselves. It's a privilege, and we need to put that support to BLGI. This is the only way that will make things happen and get our way out as quick as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. So, my people, thank you for your submission and answer to that question, Holland. God bless you. So, when people say, you know,
I have one question, please.
you pay
Before
fine.
you go, I have a question. The question here is a very simple and short. If you like, you can deliberate on it. If you like, you can leave it, please. Those criminals that has been going to seek advice from mad people. I want to ask them: have they told our leaders the good news that our current prime minister has been?
We can't. Can anybody hear him? I can't hear him again. Is it from my side?
No, I can't hear him also.
Minister 1 million, we cannot hear you again. Maybe you go down and come up. We'll give you mic.
Maybe his network can enter the other room. Let's wait for him.
So while waiting for him, my people, we just have to know something very, very important. That when they are telling you it's just about religion, tell them no, that it is about political power. Yes, tell them it is about political power. And the Biafran lobby, they understood it very well. They saw what others did not see. That was why Nigeria jumped out after getting the warning from President Trump. They jumped out. You see, Nigeria handed Biafra this weapon. They handed it over to us because what Nigeria has done to Biafra, oh my God, the killing, they've slaughtered us viciously. Let me just use the word that Donald Trump used, viciously for so many years. Yes, 1 million, you are back. They've slaughtered us. They have dishumanized our people. So it's not something, 1 million, you there? Where is it? Yeah, continue. Let me stop. He has been kicked out again. And when he comes now, we'll give him the mic. So they handed, this weapon to us. You see what Nigeria did to us, and we can never forgive Nigeria. Okay, 1 million, you are back. Can you hear me? Continue now before I continue. You were saying something before you were kicked out.
Unmute yourself, Mazin. So unmute. You are muted. Unmute. Tutos, go ahead. Go ahead. He's having network issues.
Okay. So that is what is happening in Washington, D.C. How seriously is Briggy taken in U.S. policy circle? And Patrick Smith answered the question. I want to still break it down more because I really want to answer that question. I want to go, that question is very deep because he was very precise. And I want us and all the speakers and all the listeners to, to think about this question. He said that Briggy linked groups are taken serious enough that you have Ted Cruz, the chairman of Senate Foreign Relations, and as a big supporter. You know what that means? That was the answer that he gave to this man called Chris, and he was dumbfounded. He did not even know what to say. Absolutely, he was dumbfounded. He said, "Oh my God, this is an illuminating assessment. You mean these people have gone this far, and the Nigerian terrorists are busy, kidnapping their leaders, thinking that they will end the Biafra struggle as if it's not a Biafra, no." As if it's not a Biafran. You mean this is what has been happening? He said, you don't know? I have already mentioned just two. Just two people. 1 million, are you there? Can you hear us now? Unmute yourself. Hey, I don't know what is happening. You cannot hear. Hey, when he comes back now, we'll give him the mic. So that is what is happening. And we also have lobbying firm that succeeded as well. Not only Briggy, because if we talk now, they say, Briggy. It's not only Briggy that have succeeded using their lobbyists. So Briggy is not operating like a small activist group. No. We are operating seriously as a government. And I just want to compare it to Israel, because Israel is considered the gold standard of effective lobbying in Washington, D.C. And they call their own American Israel Public Affairs Committee. It's one of the most powerful lobbying organizations in the history of Washington, D.C. And it also worked through a combination of registered lobbies, evangelical, a Christian, a coalition building, all those think tank relationships they have. So we are not the first. I'm talking about the productivity of having a lobbying firm. So we are not the first. Don't let anybody confuse you that there is no need for lobbyists. There is need for lobbyists. And just all of you that said Israel have it. Israel have it. It's not only us. Every component of the IPAC effectiveness, Briggy is doing in the same structural framework. In the same way. Are you going to look at Taiwan? Huh? Are you going to look at Taiwan? Taiwan does not have official US diplomatic recognition because the United States does not formally recognize Taiwan as a sovereign state. And yet, Taiwan has one of the most effective lobbying operations in Washington, D.C. Taiwan, because it is registered under FARA. And they have built this bipartisan coalition among themselves. The same thing our lobbyist is doing. What is different? Nothing is different. We are doing the same thing that they are doing. The result is that Congress passes legislation supporting Taiwan, sells its weapons and treats it as the de facto ally, despite no formal recognition. That is the power of professional Washington lobbying. I'm talking about it. For a cause without a sovereign seat. So Briggy is walking the same road. Don't let anybody confuse you. What of the court that is is still fighting till today? The Kurdistan regional government has maintained Washington lobbying presence for decades, despite being a non-sovereign entity. Do you see the need why you have to come and fund your freedom? They registered under FARA as well, just like our Biafra Republic government in exile have done with our lobbies. And they have built this relationship with congressional members across both parties. Bipartisan system. You don't support one and leave the other. That is how America works. And as a result, the United States has provided military support to them as well. Even political protection, they have received it. They have also received political attention because Turkey is killing them. We are not doing anything different. A non-sovereign people with professional Washington representation can move American policy. And the courts proved it. Briggy is also proving it. Anybody telling you that you don't need lobbying firm to strategize for you in Washington, D.C. is not wishing you well. So unlike the Kurd and Taiwan, Briggy also has a deeply personal, visceral resonance with the most powerful political base in the current Republican Party. Evangelical Christians are also there. The Kurd had to make a strategic argument. Briggy is making both strategic and a moral argument at the same time. Double, because double portion is ours. You see? That is the difference. We are carrying two at a time. While courts have only strategic argument, we have both strategic and moral arguments. And in American politics right now, the moral argument now is that Christians are being killed. And it's the most powerful one. Why don't you appreciate what you have? Biafrans. Why don't you come together and fund? Let us get this thing once and for all. So when somebody tells you Briggy is just a small movement in the United States of America that nobody takes seriously, show them our record. If I don't just talk too much, because that is what our PM will do. Give them our website. This is the time for you to memorize our website, www.biafrarepublicgovernment.org. Go there and visit. And if you are just joining the space, kindly share the space. We are also raising funds here. Please donate. Space donation, Ejema and Eje, is appreciated and welcome. Send your receipt to my inbox. I'll pass it to the information minister. Very important. And I'm going to donate 10,000 Eje. Yes. So feel free to pick up the mic, make your donation, and send the receipt. Even if you are not on the mic, send your receipt to my inbox, send it at the comment section, inform me at the comment section. I will get it, compile it, and then send to our information minister, or Minister Betty will announce it during the fundraising. Minister Betty, always learn to check your inbox. So, please, yeah. So please pick the mic or pay it and send the receipt. Let me compile everything. So tell them, no, we have further registration. We have congressional staffer briefing. We had Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission testimony. We have a AEI publication. We have balance coverage, France 24, name it. And above all, African Confidential came out, Patrick Smith, to tell the whole world how effective we are, how seriously we are. You see, so this is not a movement nobody takes seriously. That is a movement that has made himself impossible to ignore, and that is Biafra Republic government in exile. We are using the exact same tools that the most sophisticated foreign lobbying operations in Washington, D.C. use. We are following their footsteps. They succeeded. Why won't we succeed? We have already succeeded. That is why Nigeria is panicking to the extent of sending Remy to go to Washington, D.C. and lie that there is no genocide. It means that their lobbying is not working. It's not more effective. They have failed. And the news media rejected him. John Perkins, I think, is it John Perkins or whatever Perkins? I'm sorry if I've, pronounced his name, but I remember the surname Perkins. Denied her to use his platform to lie against the genocide of Christians in Nigeria. So, my people, I don't know if there is anybody. I wanted to look at the congressional testimony that was submitted before we now go to our Igwe, the main Igwe that made us to be very, very proud. I don't know, my co-host, do you have anything to say? Or should I continue? Are you there?
Yeah, go ahead because we don't have much time. No, the Prime Minister is coming up very soon. So
Okay.
just go ahead so you can round up. And there's still time. We can take just a few hands and
Okay.
call it a day.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, thank you. So when we hear about the Tom Lantos Human Rights Commission testimony, we just have to torchlight it because today's space is for everybody that has been sitting on the fence to answer this question. We are here to tell you how seriously, and also to tell Chris how seriously the Biafra Republic government is being taken in US policy circles. So please share this space. And if you are in this space, you've not joined the de facto Telegram group, what are you waiting for? If you have not joined your state admin, your state group, Telegram group, how will you get information? How will you contact your state admin to pay your liberation tax before the 15th of every month? Go and join. Go to de facto Telegram group. You will see the link to all the states, the 40 states in Biafra land. Click there and join. And identify yourself with your people and pay your liberation tax. If you have not also joined the Biafra community, if you look at this space, I am hosting it from the Biafra community. We are more than 80 million, but in that group, this Biafra community, we are only 420 something. What are you waiting for? Join the community group. That is where you get information. If you are in this space today, you've not made one single post about Briggy, I don't understand how you will market your government. Please do that. Go to our information minister page, pick something there, create a post. We have to market ourselves. We have to market our government. Go to our website. You can also share the link from our website directly. Let the world know that there is Briggy. And Briggy is working effectively in Washington, D.C. So the submission was made by our Prime Minister Ogechi Konkere That time he was even the acting prime minister. And there is one thing that he wrote there, because the testimony goes back to the history of the Biafran people, how we have been killed. More than 5 million Biafrans were massacred. He dropped this testimony and they had to go through it, assimilated it, and they now understand our pain. And say, wow, truly there was a fight. And we heard what our prime minister said a few days ago, that they say when they went for meeting and a mighty dot was that the Congress persons that they visited say they know about the history of the Biafra people, what happened between 1966 and 1970. So our story is not new to them. When this document was submitted, they had to carry out research, and to God be the glory, they did not ask Ngozi Orazeze, is this true? They did not ask a man, because they would have denied that it is not true. They carried out their research and they came to that conclusion. It was not our prime minister that told. They said they told him directly. And our prime minister said it is on record. Before they could say Jack Robinson, they say, you don't know, let me tell you, that Nigerian first lady, that terrorist woman came and lied about the genocide. You see what is happening? We have gone far, Biafrans. All we need is your J and your Jemba. The Congress persons that our prime minister is working with, they already know that Nigeria is a terrorist country, but they are waiting for us, for action from our own side. We need funding. We need funding. Don't fold your hands and sit down and say they will come and help you. No. That document, I'm just giving summary of what that document contained. Because if you want to go through it, there is no time. I didn't know our prime minister will come today, but it's okay. We'll finish before he comes. That document also made reference to the ongoing killing in Biafra land today. It also documented how the Fulanis have murdered us in Ebonyi State, all the Ebonyi State, everything. All the killings in Enugu, how our mothers demonstrated, everything, the burnt houses, everything. How Soludo has been targeting our people, creating different terrorist groups to kill our people. Everything is documented in that document that they submitted. And they went through it and they confirmed it from all the American watchdogs and said, wow, this is a very great team we should work with, not the terrorist country. Because all the information they needed about the genocide in Nigeria, they got it from the Biafra Republic government in exile. You see how powerful we are. So don't let anybody scare you from bringing, because this is where you belong. When our first prime minister comes out, let me tell you, he's not coming out to do exposition. Of course, you know that he stopped doing exposition because you cannot be a baby forever. He stopped doing exposition. He used to come to the space once in a while. Why? Why was he doing that? Because he needed to wait and get information from our current prime minister from Washington, D.C. before coming to the space. Without our current prime minister, there is no Simon Ekpa, our first prime minister. So don't expect him to come out and start from the scratch again. No. He is very, very intelligent. And he knows what all of you are doing. He will come out and join Briggy. You see? So don't let anybody shift you from your goalpost. Come back to Briggy. Come to Briggy and give your funding. We don't want you to make an announcement. Just go to the website, donate and keep your receipt. You don't know today, tomorrow, they will say, okay, want to start ID. What is your evidence that you've been supporting your freedom? That document also made reference to the UN and African Commission that they've already ruled against Nigerian terrorist country. And this has to do with our Onyendu. African Commission on Human Rights and People's Rights, they ruled that Nigeria designated us as a terrorist organization, that it was a gross violation of the African Charter. But you know, African Commission on Human Rights and United Nations, they are terrorist organizations. They support terrorism. The same UN, Antonio, their secretary, that supported the integration of Boko Haram into Nigerian military. So we cannot even take them serious. Our target is to join the Board of Peace. That is where it matters. We want to have a seat also in that Board of Peace. That is where we are focusing, and that is our target, not UN. They've abandoned UN because terrorists have hijacked UN. Imagine OIC with 57 votes. They are there to protect the interests of the terrorists. Today, what did we see in the news headline? They have released terrorists. They say repentant Boko Haram. How many? 100 and something. The next thing now, they will integrate them into the military and then the US will train them. Let us pray that what's happening in Afghanistan will not repeat again. But I know the United States is smarter than them, because you cannot reintegrate terrorists into your army and you expect the US to train them. They have released the prisoners. They say it is Ramadan. Let us release prisoners. But our Onyendu is still in detention, and somebody will come and say, talk about peace. What kind of peace is that? Who would have been the first prisoner for them to release? Is it not our Onyendu that is innocent? But they are releasing terrorists that have killed thousands and thousands of people. But our Onyendu is still in the prison. Anyway, we'll come to that. That document, I told you because of time, let's just just summarize it. Made reference to the detention of our Onyendu and our first prime minister in Finland. And it called for the Nigerian terrorists to release them unconditionally. Unconditionally, because they committed no offense. And the testimony cites Dr. Michael Rubin of the American Enterprise Institute, who has written that Finland is engaging in politically motivated persecution of African political exile. He made that document, made reference to this. And this man was also there when we did our congressional briefing. He spoke to Biafrans. He spoke to the entire world. You see? And at the end of that document, the Biafra Republic government in exile asked US things to do to invoke the Global Magnitsky Act to impose travel bans and financial sanctions on Nigerian officials responsible for killing Biafran Christians. And the US have done it today. They have been sanctioned. The list have been released. He said names, they only started with 3. Now they've also done the same thing to 8 Nigerians, which we mentioned a few days ago. The list will be endless. Soludo will be our sister mate list. We forgot to put Abba Kyari in that list that day. We have to add Abba Kyari. There are many people. I prepared it. I will give it to you, senior citizen Stella. They have started. So those of you that said, where did this Magnitsky sanction came from? It came from the Biafra Republic government in exile. We submitted that document. And to pressure Nigeria through targeted sanction and tariffs to relieve our Onyendu is ongoing. He will be released very soon. The same thing with our prime minister. So a lot is in that document. And we are very proud of the Biafra Republic government in exile. My co-host, let us manage the time. I don't know if you have anything to say before we now go to our Igwe.
Yeah, Tutos,
Okay.
just okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sister Tutor, the tutorial herself. You say so many things we have been saying here. It is called for all Biafrans to come around. Let us do this. Let us get this Biafra now. So many Biafrans are not asking why is it that the North, the Benue, the Kwara, Fulani terrorists are slaughtering people and they are not sending their military there. Why is it that Nigeria terrorist governments are not sending their military to Kwara, to Benue, to Plateau, where the terrorists are kidnapping and slaughtering people, but they choose to send their terrorist army in our land? If you are a Biafra and these things are not waking you up, and you keep on dwelling in this, or with this your bitiness or whatever however it may be, that means you are not just a wicked person, but you are a winch. Because if you think you are doing the prime minister, the current prime minister, you are doing it to get on him, why not you reconsider your family that you have in back home? We need to wake up now and do the needful. Every one of us need to wake up. I don't know why we need to be shouting and calling Biafrans to wake up. We are not asking you to bring everything you have in your house. We are not asking you to empty your account, your bank account. All we are asking you is to give us what is coming from your mind. Whatever your mind is made up, or whatever your mind tells you to do, give it to us. Let us join hand and do this thing. If you don't stand up, if you cannot stand up because you hate Mazoge Chukwunkere, why don't you stand up because of our leader Mazen Nandikalu that is in dungeon? Why don't you come out because of our prime minister? Why don't you come out because of our men, our Biafra Liberation Army, because of our defense who are in the bush? They have even come out and called everybody to come together. Let us come together. Our Biafra, our freedom that we are looking, I have not seen it as close as it is right now. And that is why Nigeria terrorist government is flying fighter jets in our land as we are speaking. So let us wake up. Let us wake up. Let us wake up. Thank you very much, Sister Tutor, for giving me the opportunity. I have to yield the mic here. Thank you.
There were one of Biafra land. Come the okay. Everybody is listening. Let's forge ahead because my people, I wanted to get the real fact. So Tinubu government has released 117 repentant, according to them, Boko Haram, and they will integrate them into the society. And you as a Biafran, you are sitting down there collecting money that belongs to you to come and sabotage our freedom. You will not succeed. You've collected money because you feel that Biafra will not come. It is not achievable. You feel that it is business as usual. But you came very late. I'm so happy that all hope is not lost. At least we have a man, a respectable man. You know, he is not popular, but he has come out. This single act that he did has made him to be popular. Yes, this single act, this single comment that he made to the face of Tinubu and all the terrorists that sat in that room has made this man to be popular. Let us hear, because it is his case I want to go into now. Let's hear from him.
Bring this man out. If we don't want him in Nigeria, return him to Kenya or London, where they took him from. You see, some of us here are being asked to go and work, but the young people in the Southeast are so agitated, they can even beat us. They see us as sellouts. We come to Abuja, they may think we come to collect money, and then we keep quiet. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Distinguished Senator George Akume, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Royal Majesties, I want to end the protocol here. Your Excellency, George Akume, Your Royal Highnesses, Your Royal Majesties, I want to end the protocol here.
He wants to end the protocol there. We will continue because I want to use this video. You see, this was a 2026 National Traditional and Religious Leaders Summit on health. And it was held at the State House in Abuja. Tinubu was present, and this was covered by their terrorist news media houses like Channels Television, The Punch, Premier Times, and all of them, not by Biafra media. So they covered it. Tinubu was there as a special guest of honor, and his terrorist wife was there, and that was the same woman that went to Washington claiming a global recognition. And during the segment for goodwill messages from traditional rulers, a king stood up, and that king is Igwe Dr. Lawrence. Yes, from Enugu State. He is a king, a title holder, a man whose role in our culture is to carry the voice and the dignity of his people to power. He stood up at that government event with the president of the terrorists physically present in that room. Cameras were rolling, they know how to do show. He told the truth. He stood up and told the truth. He said what the southern governors, even the senators, could not say. Release Nnamdi Kanu. The youth in the south sees us as what? Sell out. I said, may God bless this Igwe. It shows that everyone can never be bribed from Biafra land. Hold on, Mama, let me send the mic to you. So he stood up. May God bless him. He vindicated us and even our leader, Onyendu. He said what his lawyers could not say. Ejimako cannot say this. That one that carry beers like he goat can, what is his name? Okpara, and all of them. They cannot say what this man said because they are all complicit. They know they don't want Onyendu. I'm not fearing anybody. It is the truth. Because I don't see why you call yourself a lawyer and you are aligning yourself with the Nigerian government. You are there fighting against everything that the Biafran people are doing to release Onyendu. You have been fighting Sitato right from the first day Onyendu went into detention and was in DSS custody. You came out with a fake script. Till date, Ejimako is still fighting against our civil disobedience for Onyendu to be released. So he doesn't have the balls to say what this man said to the face of Tinubu. Instead, have you people noticed, he is hiding behind the statement of this man. He can never say it directly. All of them are hiding behind this man's statement, the statement that this Igwe did. This man said what the fake professors in Brigi cannot say to Tinubu. This man said what the fake professors like Soludo cannot say to the face of Tinubu. He said Soludo went to Asurok and was lying to Tinubu how he has ended sit at home. He couldn't tell at Tinubu, release Nnamdi Kanu if you want sit at home to end. Of course, he was the one that made the first statement that whosoever is fighting Biafra, there will be no peace for that person. He's not seeking for peace. That he pitied those that are advising Tinubu. I think that time it was Buhari also to neglect our freedom, Biafra cause. That person does not mean well. And he recently went to Tinubu to give him updates. And Tinubu warned him, be careful because they've started publishing names of those that will freeze their property. Remember, your children are in Obodo Yibo. All of them in our Biafra land, all the illegitimate governors and leaders could not say what this man said. Instead, they are busy fighting against Onyendu's release. The family members cannot say because all of them have been bribed. They are guilty of corruption. They are guilty of selling their brother. None of them can say what this man said. He told Tinubu that he was personally unhappy that the same summit had featured speech after speech about unity and working as one family. And then he exposed the hypocrisy with one devastating observation. He wasn't happy that the only of Ife who had just given an opening speech calling everyone to work as one Nigeria is preparing to confer a prestigious traditional honor on Sunday Igboho. The same Sunday Igboho that came out last week and said, oh, I applaud Nnamdi Kanu for counseling sit at home. He saw that it did not fly. That Biafran still sat at home. He now came out and said, our Onyendu should stand down and negotiate with Tinubu. So this was the reason, because he wants Onyendu to be as corrupt as he is, to neglect the death of his parent that died because of Biafra. Sunday Igboho has not lost anyone. Even when the mother died, he came back to Nigeria and celebrated the burial. Nobody arrested him. Tinubu gave him money. They clustered around him. He buried the mother and went back. No arrest, nothing. He said, and yet, Nnamdi Kanu, Igbo separatist, is serving a life sentence in Sokoto prison. Same category of activism, two completely different treatment. One get traditional crown and one get chains in a prison. Very far from his homeland. You see? That his brothers, they don't seem to understand how painful it is for him to stand there and hear what this man said. And when he remembers that his own son, Nnamdi Kanu, is in detention far away in Sokoto, that he is not happy. He told Tinubu something that every Southeast traditional ruler knows, but they don't want to say it publicly. That our youths are so agitated and they see them, the elders, as sellouts. So that is what I want to talk about now, because, I want to, in my own understanding, to break down in that room what really happened in that room, because there were three separate reactions I observed from the video. I observed the laughter session when they were laughing. I observed the silence moment and then the clapping. And to me, each one tells a completely different story of what's happened in that room. You understand? So that is where my focus is going to, channel to. So if you understand all these three, this is my own, or maybe you also view it, because the way I see things will be different from the way you see things. Because if you understand all three, you understand everything that is wrong with Nigeria and why Biafra Republic government had to take this fight to Washington, D.C. Because that is where it will end. That is the only place that will authorize and mandate the terrorist country to release Onyendu. That's it. So I want to look at the first reaction, which I call it the laughter reaction, because I was asking, why did they laugh when this king says Sunday Igboho is Nnamdi Kanu's counterpart? I want to play out. Let me fast forward it. Let me see. Hold on, please. Let's listen.
Your Excellency, we have come to Abuja today.
Oh, I want to fast forward small.
They called the 2014. By bringing the largest crowd into this place.
Okay. Let me start from here. We will connect. Let's think what he said here carefully. He did not make an emotional appeal when he said that Sunday Igboho is Nnamdi Kanu's counterpart. It wasn't an emotional appeal. No, he made an accusation. And he said that the only of Ife is preparing to give Sunday Igboho, a man who campaigned for Yoruba what? Country, a prestigious traditional honor. While Nnamdi Kanu, a man who campaigned for Biafra self-determination, is serving life imprisonment in Sokoto. He called them counterparts. Same category, same activism, but different treatment based on which tribe you belong to. Now, the people who laughed understood exactly what he was saying. Because they were not laughing because they thought it was funny. No. It's my own understanding. When you pick the mic, you can deliberate on your own part. They laughed because he had just exposed them publicly in a way that they could not answer. So if you think about that, if someone accuses you of something you know is true, but you cannot defend it, what do? You begin to laugh stupidly. Because laughing is the only way to pretend the accusation did not land properly. And it is how you signal to that room. We are not taking this seriously. We have the power here. So move on. But there is something even deeper. When this laughing was going on, the Igbo politicians who were sitting in that same room, all those senators and ministers, all those governors who worked in Tinubu's office, they also laugh. And that is the real betrayal you need to understand, because those politicians now know truth, but they know the truth better than any other person. Like, they know it more than me and you. They know that Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto unjustly. They know the double standard is real. They know, but they are collecting appointment. They are collecting bribe. They are receiving allocation. So far as Nnamdi Kanu is there. So they are benefiting, personally from sitting inside the government that has imprisoned their own son and brother. And so when this king stood up and named it, they could not stand with him. They laughed with the room. And they all looked at the floor. Go back and watch the video, because their personal comfort means more to them than the truth being spoken on their behalf. So that laughter is Nigeria saying to our people, we can treat Igbo people any way we choose. That's what it means. And the Igbo politicians inside our system will still show up for work the next day. We can rubbish you. We can do anything we like with you. You have lost your values. And nothing will happen. They're not saying, oh, this one is not a part of those that we can control. Oh, this is a different breed. Let us just lie. We don't know that Sunday Igboho has collected money. Sunday Igboho is smarter than Onyendu, your son that you are coming to talk about, that they are counterpart. We have been able to bribe Sunday Igboho with billions of naira. So he can never continue in what he did before. Sunday Igboho is our son. Oh, you don't know that your kingsmen have already sold Nnamdi Kanu? They've collected money on his head. You are talking about comparing Sunday Igboho with Nnamdi Kanu. Ha! Don't you know that Nnamdi Kanu's family have already sold their brother out? You people are good for nothing. You cannot unite. That is what the laughter, the first part of the laughter, is all about. There is much more in that speech that you need to really understand what is happening there. Because I want to explain every laugh to my own understanding. And then, if you look at what also happened there, you will see that there was a laughter before he even said anything serious. They laughed before he started making this comment. Yes, go back and listen. Because of time, I will not be able to play. The first thing that happened when he stood up, he cut short the long list of protocol. He said, let me stop it here. Let me stop it here. The greetings to the president, the secretary general, and all that. And he said, I want to end the protocol here. And the room laughed and then applauded him. He said, what is the need of calling people by names? Let me end it here. Because that laughter was friendly. That first laughter was very, very friendly. They thought, oh, maybe as he's coming up, he's going to say the exact thing the corrupt politicians has been saying. That was a room. That particular laughter, they liked him that time because it was the first statement he made. They applauded, they liked him that time until he dropped the bomb. They found him entertaining that time, and they felt relaxed and said, oh, let's hear what he wants to say. I'm sure he's going to say the same thing his Kingsmen have been saying. And they were laughing with him. They were all in good mood that time. They felt very, very safe. And then he used that warmth to open up. That warmth environment that they gave to him, that laughter, that cheer that they gave to him, he used that to open up. To say that, he said what he really came to say, because it was paining him when he was sitting down, listening to Ooni of Ife, telling them how he want to coronate Sunday Igboho. So that man, this is what we mean by a doctor. He was smart enough to make them laugh first, so that when the truth comes out, they were already leaning on. And he gave Tinubu a genuine compliment. He said, oh, the hall was fuller. All this was to prepare his mind than 2014 National Conference under Jonathan. And Tinubu said, oh, Yoruba people, they like all this kind of promotion and, teasing. That Tinubu has called, a first, and by bringing the largest crowd to that place. And Tinubu said, yes, I am a Jagaban, a Miloko. And the room cheered and laughed again. And Tinubu was very happy, because our king was building a foundation of goodwill before he would drop the truth. He's not a foolish man. He's a very strategic man, because had he been started with the truth, they would not listen to him, but he prepared their minds very well. And then there was this massive eruption when he named Sunday Igboho and Kanu. He said that he listened to the Ooni of Ife opening speech, calling everyone to work as one Nigeria. See Nigeria as one family. And he said he thought, maybe this is good. Maybe there is hope. Did you hear how he's sounding? And then he said, but this same imperial majesty is arranging to confer a very high honor on Sunday Igboho, who in the southeast we see as a counterpart of Nnamdi Kanu. Are you following me? Are you following? Can you still hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tutos.
Thank you. Thank you. So there was a mixed reaction there. They were laughing, they were cheering, and you see that it was sustained. That applause was sustained. A mixed reaction was going on there. And it is mixed because different people in that room were reacting to different things. The laughter came from the people who were so uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. You see? Very, very uncomfortable. And this man also made a comment. He made a comment when he said they should return him to Sokoto. I mean to London. And they were like, let me play the video again. Let me play the video again. I hope I can reach there.
We've been committed to the health of our people. But having come now to Abuja and listened to Professor Mohamed Pate and his team, we are now more committed. So the traditional rulers of Nigeria will now go home and work harder than before. But I must tell you, Mr. President, that personally, I don't feel very happy because you were not here in the morning. There were several speeches. We listened carefully. I listened to the opening address by His Imperial Majesty, the Ooni of Ife. And he was gingering all of us to work as a family, to work as a team, to see Nigeria as one. And then I said, maybe this is good. But when you look at it, this same Imperial Majesty is arranging to confer a very high honor on Sunday Igboho, who in my own part of Nigeria and the southeast, we see him as a...
Immediately he mentioned Sunday Igboho, the Ooni of Ife was smiling and the Sanusi was smiling because they knew that he's going to tell them the truth. I don't know if you have the video, you can be watching alongside with me. They started the smile first. They started smiling because hypocrisy was exposed in just one sentence. The Nigerian establishment is willing to celebrate a Yoruba separatist while keeping an Igbo separatist in Sokoto prison. The same government, the same Nigeria, two men doing essentially the same thing, but one is in detention and one is getting royal honor. So our Igwe did not just ask for our Onyendu's release, he exposed the ethnic discrimination at the heart of the Nigerian justice system. And he did it in a way that even the Oni started smiling because the truth came out. He only had to respond with smile because there was no answer. The crowd laughter and cheering was the sound of truth landing in a room full of people who knew it was true. Let me continue.
Counterpart of Nnamdi Kanu.
So that counterpart now is where Tinubu laughed and bent his neck. Because our people have betrayed our Onyendu. The family members have betrayed. They are laughing, telling him, you are just a novice. You don't know what has been happening behind the scene. They see that we have lost it, that our elders have sold us out. Our elders have sold Onyendu out. So why would he compare Sunday Igboho to Onyendu? Because they know, this man does not know what has been happening behind the scene. This man does not know that all the people that he has been working with, they are the reason why Onyendu has been detained and even sent all the way to Sokoto. Imagine Tinubu laughing as if he ate a wedu. Laughing, putting his head down. Say, oh, are you just waking up now? So you don't know what has been happening? Did you hear the laughter? And Igwe was not laughing with them. And inside the mind of this Igwe, if you look at his face, it's like, why are they laughing? Do I really look funny, or is what I'm saying not making sense? Has it gone this bad that I'm making a clear comparison and they're laughing? What is going on? He did not laugh with them because he doesn't know what has been going on, that the same people he feels he's working with are the same people that sold Onyendu out.
And my brother, fellow royal father, the Imperial Majesty, does not seem to understand the pain in my heart.
Now, let me go to this other one because of time. When I reach there, I will play the audio, the video, where he said, return him to Kenya or London, where they picked him from. He said, bring this man out. If you don't want him in Nigeria, return him to Kenya or London, where they took him from. And they laughed again. Wait, let me play it so that we really understand what is happening. Hold on.
When Nnamdi Kanu is in Sokoto, so sir, the ball stops on the court. Bring this man out. If we don't want him in Nigeria, return him to Kenya or London, where they took him from. You see?
They laughed again. But if you look at this laughter now, it's different from the first one, because this was not the nervous laughter of people being exposed. No. This was the laughter of people who found the demand almost unbelievable. Because what the king was saying plainly and very simple to the Tinubu terrorist president was, if you will not give him justice, at least give him his freedom. If you are so afraid of Nnamdi Kanu, because that is what they're afraid of. That is what the Southern governor said, that when you release him, they will not allow him, he will not allow election to be held, and this and that and that. He said, if you are afraid of Nnamdi Kanu, that you cannot release him inside Nigeria, put him on a plane and let him go. So they laugh because no traditional ruler is supposed to speak to the president like that. You are supposed to come to Abuja, respect the occasion, say something, carefully worded so that you don't hurt the president and then you go home. But this man was breaking every unwritten rule of how these interactions are supposed to work. He was so direct and so plain in what he was saying. He was so unbothered by the power in the room. He did not care because it pained him why in that same room that he was saying, they are planning to coronate Sunday Igboho, and Nnamdi Kanu is in the detention, and no one dared to speak except this man that stood up. No one. No one. So that room did not know what to do with him except to laugh. The truth hurts. And that laugh also contains something else. It contains contempt. Because the people laughing were thinking this man is saying things that will never happen. How can, he can say return him to Kenya. Tinubu will never do it. Because the kingsmen, all the southern governors have signed for them to keep Nnamdi Kanu. It is only what me and you will do now by funding, by supporting Brigid that will release Onyendu. After the man have said this thing, have they not released 117 terrorists? Have they released Onyendu? The answer is no, showing that it can never be effective. If you like, roll on the floor. Is our people not collecting money? Did they bargain? Did what is his name? Obi Kubana bargain? That was a very platform for him to bargain with Sheyi. Tell your father to release Onyendu. Instead, they kept quiet. They collected the money. And so they laugh at what they considered an impossible demand. But they should not worry. A hand will touch them from DC. And they'll be forced to do it. The fact that they laugh at that demand is another evidence. It means the people in that room, the government or the military, all of them have already decided that Onyendu will not go free. So they're laughing at him because they have sealed it. They are not even pretending to consider it. They laugh because to them the question is already closed. It's a direct confession. And they've passed a message for our people to sit up and do whatever they know they have to do for Onyendu to be released. And he went on to say that the youth can even beat us. So they see us as sellouts. This is one of the most honest things said in that room by this man. Because he told Tinubu that, that he and other traditional rulers have been asked to go and work with the government, right? To participate, to help with health programs and other initiatives. And I'm asking, what is the connection with health program and the coronation of Sunday Igboho? Did they come out intentionally to mock us? The answer is yes. Since you have abandoned your own, let us tell you how to take care of your child. We cannot sell out our own. Instead, we are going to crown him with the chieftaincy while you have decided to kill yours, while you have decided to abandon yours, while you have decided to collect money and sell your brother. They are teaching Biafrans what unity is all about. Yes, that is the message they gave to us. So he said the young people of Southeast are so agitated that they can even beat us. Yes, they are waiting to beat you. He did not say that they are angry, agitated. You are looking for something. You are looking for your freedom. And then, as they are looking for their freedom, they became agitated because they have seen what you have done to Nnamdi Kanu. And they have also heard about this coronation. They have seen that Sunday Igbohu is a free man. They have seen how you have released the terrorists. But Onyendu is there. You see what is happening? So he told them, they will kill us, they will beat us. And for this man to say this, maybe he has been threatened. Maybe the youth in that community has gone to him and said, this Abuja that you are going, if you don't come back with Onyendu, if you don't come back with a positive thing, we will not open the door for you. This is how you people go to Abuja and collect money. So he's also telling Tinubu that that strategy is no longer working. That strategy of us coming to Abuja and going back to lie to the youth is no more working. The youth do not believe us anymore. The youth are so angry about Onyendu and about everything else happening in their region that they have stopped respecting the traditional rulers who participate in this arrangement. That's the message he's telling Tinubu. That it will no more work. We are losing our authority over our people because we have failed them. We are not doing what we are supposed to do. And the reason we are losing it is because you are holding Nnamdi Kanu and we keep coming to Abuja, going back empty-handed, not with Nnamdi Kanu. So this this part is very, very deep and honest. Because Dr. Lawrence admitted that the young people are really seeing them as sellouts. Very clear. Keep in mind that this man did not say this to complain about the youth. No. But to tell Tinubu the depth of the crisis going on in Biafra land. That he is risking his own personal safety by even coming to Abuja. You see? He decided to choose truth over comfort. Now, he said one thing that I really love so much. Well, let me play so that I will pass the mic because of time.
Some of us here have been asked to go and work, but the young people in the Southeast are so agitated, they can even beat us. They see us as sellouts. We come to Abuja, they may think we come to collect money, and then we keep quiet. So, sir, please do something about this. Do something about this. We cannot make progress in this country if we don't tell ourselves the home truth. There's no way. There's no way. Now, again, they were talking about Southern Traditional Rulers Committee on Health. And the eminent professor Patel was saying that this will become an annual event, what we are doing today, if I heard him correctly. The truth of the matter is that there's nothing like Southern Traditional Rulers Council.
Bam. There is nothing like Southern what? Traditional Rulers Council. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. He called out a specific arrangement that has been referenced during the summit, while others, kept quiet and sat down there. Others have already admitted because they are complicit, they have been bribed. This man was taking note of everything each person was saying in that place. Very, very attentive. Because without him taking note, he would not have been able to come out to counter it. So he was very, very active, not a passive listener. Very, very active. And he selected the points that he jotted down to come out openly and save me and you. No other person would have done it. There is nothing like a Southern Traditional Rulers Council. There is nothing like that. The South is not the North. We have our own system. Unity in diversity. We have our system. Don't cage us together. Don't converge us together. He was exposing another layer of how Nigeria manages and manipulates the southeastern part of Nigeria. Because the terrorist country, they have this habit of creating umbrella bodies. They will now form all these committees and put you together, whether you are compatible or not. That is what they are good at. And then they'll begin to distribute resources. How many did they give us during, how many palliative did they give us during the COVID time? Nothing. They abandoned us. Oh, now it is time for election. They want us to come together under one umbrella. The man told them, we have our own system. We have our own way of doing things. You see, he came out boldly to say that, and whosoever controls the structure speaks for the South. That is the effect of it, the negative impact of it. And who are they targeting to give the head of that council? It is the Oni of Ife. And who will be the national chairman of that council? Sultan of Sokoto. That's how it works. And then what will be the end? They now Islamize everyone. All that you have to do, have to align with Islamic policy and belief. You cannot dodge it. So the man came out outrightly and said, no, there is nothing like that. If you come and if you give money to people on the basis of this so-called Southern Council, it is not correct. Give the resources directly to the Southeast. Don't give it to people who present themselves without their people's mandate. That was what the man said. That was what he said. And then he says something that is very, very direct and unique. Democracy is a representative government. And anybody who goes to present himself without these people is not democratic. It's not democratic. That is what our Biafra Republic government is doing. When our Prime Minister goes to Washington, D.C., he is going there to represent all of us. We are supposed to come together and give him that support with our Ije and our Ijema. That is democracy in real time. That's how it works. The mandate is telling them how to play democracy, because democracy started from our side. Is educating them and also letting them to know that we know what we want and we have our own system. So he was busy talking about fake councils that does not exist just because politics is at the corner. And it applies to every Igbo politician who sits in that Tinubu's cabinet, representing themselves and their personal benefit, because that is what they are there for. They couldn't counter what Oni of Ife said. You see? So democracy is a representative government, and anybody who goes to present himself without these people is not democratic. So the man called out, a structural manipulation by the Nigerian terrorist government. Don't put us together. That is not who we are. That's not who we are. He challenged him to his face. He said it to his face. So he's not just talking about held money. He was defending the political identity of the Biafran people. He said, we are not just the South. We are the Southeast. Recognize us specifically. Respect our structure. Respect our culture. Respect our identity. So this is also a self-determination argument that the man played out that day. We know who we are. Don't force us together. And guess what? The final reaction. Then I'll pass the mic before we go to the next one. When he finished speaking, the room gave him a final round of sustained applause. Back, 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 back. And then they moved on to the next item on the agenda. No Southeast governor stood up after him. No Igbo senator in that room backed him up publicly. No minister, nothing. To even say, oh, this is Igwe, what he said is right. They did not. They did not even say, oh, we are endorsing this demand. Nobody did it. Nobody. That man was all alone in that place. All alone. And the session continued, and today Onyendu is still in Sokoto. Nobody supported him. What a lonely man. What a lonely man from our people. Not even one elected official was there to tell Tinubu, yes, we support what Arigwe is saying. They were all quiet. They did as if it doesn't concern them. Of course, it does not. They are thinking of the next line. They will go back and tell their youth. You see? This is the reason why the Biafra Republic government in exile does not wait for any Igbo politician. We are not waiting on them. That is why we took the flight to Washington, D.C. That is why we took the flight to the Congress. That is why we took the flight to the Global Magnitsky Act. Because we know that that is where they will listen to us. Briggy is doing the work that 20 Southeast senators, or whether they are up to 50 now, and all the governors should have been doing all along, but they refuse to do it. All of them refuse to do it. I don't know if you are still hearing me. Did they clap? The answer
Yes.
is yes. There was another section that they were clapping. They clapped. There was another section that they were quiet. Let me even start from the one that they were quiet. When he said, the ball is in your court, everywhere was quiet. The ball is in your court. This was after the laughter. He did not apologize. He did not soften his word. He looked directly at the president of Nigeria and said, bring this man out. The ball stops in your court. And the room went dead silent, dropped pin silent. Because making a direct demand to Tinubu on camera and in the public is completely different thing. A different thing entirely from making a comparison that people can laugh away. He dropped it quietly and pointed at him. Because, comparison can be dismissed, but a direct demand requires response. And nobody in that room, not even the minister, not even any Igbo politician sitting there, wanted to be seen responding to it. Because responding means taking a position. And when you take a position, it means accountability. And accountability is the one thing Nigerian politicians will never do. They avoid it. So they sat in silence, not because they were thinking about what he said, no, but because silence was the safest option in that room at that moment. So the silence of people who have been told a truth they already know, but have collectively decided not to act on. And the next reaction was the clapping. Why did they clap after? This is what is even paining me the most. Because after the silence, they now clapped. Not because they agreed, though. Not because they were moved to action, no. Because we would have seen it the next day as they are releasing prisoners. Not because they were promising to do something. They clap because clapping is how Nigerian political class in an uncomfortable moment without having to engage with it. They will clap and clap and clap and clap and clap and clap and clap. And in that culture of events and submit and government function, clapping means, oh, okay, we have heard you. We have heard, okay, let's move on. You see what they did to him? You give the man his applause, you make him feel heard, and then you sit back, go back to your schedule, keep your ministry, keep your location, and make sure Nnamdi Kanu stays exactly where he is. So the clapping was not respect. No. The clapping was a full stop. We have heard you, okay. It was a sound, the sound of a room saying your time is up. Yalla, go, because he has told them the truth. Remember, they were silent before, and now they ended up with clapping. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is my own understanding. Oh. See, the laughter, the silence, and the clapping, they are all connected. They all come from the same source. Nigeria is not afraid of Igbo pain. They are not afraid of our pain. Nigeria is not afraid of our Biafran leaders speaking the truth. Nigeria is not afraid of bold speeches at government summit. Nigeria is afraid of organized, external, documented, sustained pressure that its patronage system cannot reach, and that is Washington, D.C. That is Washington, D.C. All the Igbo politicians in that room, by laughing or even the time that they stay silent or even the one that they applauded and going back to their seat, they were sending Tinubu a message. We are still here. We are not going anywhere. You did not have to worry about us. We are still behind you. We are still giving you the support. Don't mind that man that is talking there. And Tinubu received the message. So this is the reason why we cannot wait for them. They will not do anything. This is the reason why Biafra Republic government in exile went to Washington, D.C. I will yield my mic here, please. Because the only pressure that Nigerian cannot neutralize with money is the pressure that comes from outside the system entirely. And that is exactly where Briggy has planted its flag. Washington, D.C. Which we can do more with our J and Ijemba. Let them do more, because it is only what we do that will release our leaders from detention. I will yield. I think I've talked at length. We still have like 45 minutes, then we'll end.
Yeah. You have been talking, and we Biafrans are enjoying it. So let me contribute to what you just mentioned now. I mean, the topic you just treated. You see, it is high time every Biafrans know that the problem we are having, the reason why we have not gotten Biafra is not coming from Nigeria. It is those useless. When I call them useless, my own is that I don't know how to paint words. Before me, they are useless, but they are very, very irritating to me. Like when I was playing a program that our information minister had host, was it yesterday, about this useless Soludo. In fact, I was listening the voice of this Soludo, and the voice, I can't hear that useless voice. The way it bites. These people have known that they don't have any regard, nobody value them, and that is why they have decided to make sure they silence our leader. And the fact remains that the Bible always, these are the places I can even tell those that, especially the Christianity, let them be using this verse of Bible that says, the kingdom of heaven suffereth the violent, and only the violent taketh it by force. The Christians supposed to be using this very portion of Bible, not telling us about, although let me not go there. You see, the time has come when we need to take this our kingdom by force. These governors, they don't care about Islamization. They don't care. I made a video when I said, why can't these useless governors condemn what
I can't hear him. Or is it from me? Can anybody still hear Onyenye?
No, it's like he's having a network issue.
Oh.
you cannot hear me?
Yeah,
You cannot hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, but you went off for like 20 seconds or so. Yeah, you can go ahead now, Mazon. You can go ahead. Are you there?
In essence, is that these people are slaves. Can I still be heard?
You are breaking, Mazi Onyinyo. Maybe you will go down and come up again, please. You are breaking seriously, and we are not getting your point in full.
Okay, you can take over the mic then.
All right, tutors, try and bring Mazi Onyinyo down and bring it up again.
Okay.
So, fluent in submission. Yes, thank you very much, and once more, tutors. Let me just rush and chip in some things as well regarding this point you just treated regarding one of our Igwe that went to Abuja to speak truth to power. And before I go into that, I want to, you say something about the clapping and the laughing from the so-called traditional elite and the so-called politicians in that conference. It's not that maybe they are happy regarding what that our Igwe is saying, but they are only doing that, inventing out their frustration and disappointment because they thought that maybe that day everybody will speak in their favor, but they were very, very much disappointed. That is why I see some of them, clapping, putting their hands down to, give that force and smile and the laughter on their faces. And in that regard, I want to appreciate that our Igwe, you understand that, I want to appreciate him for his bold and brave stand in speaking truth to power to those that be. And I also want to remind him that, although his words are political, you understand, his words are political, but you should also understand that what we, the Biafran people, are fighting today and what our Supreme Leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, stands for today is totally different from what Igbo did and what Igbo is doing today. Because if you look closely in what is happening in Nigeria today, it has been all what we, the Biafran people, and our Supreme Leader and also our Prime Minister have been saying for decades, and especially regarding this Christian genocide at the international community, and most especially the United States of America have come into to find a way to address this genocide of Christians in Nigeria. And I also want to give him a little advice because when he was speaking in that podium, he said that he needs to go back and work hard. And I want to, advise him and encourage him that if it means going back to start and continue working with these corrupt politicians, these so-called Southeast corrupt politicians, all his efforts will be, it will just be in futility because the only thing he can be able to do now, if he knows that he's serious and he wants the release of our Supreme Leader, and now is the time for him to start galvanizing and organizing his fellow traditional rulers in the Southeast, because with them and us, we can get this Biafra without these corrupt politicians that are there for their own selfish interests and gain. And then maybe if there's any way he's listening to the space, or maybe if he's going to listen to this, because I think that maybe they are not listening. All the whole politicians in Biafra land, all the so-called in Nigeria, all of they are listening to what we are saying, and they are really, recognizing our resolve. And I want to use this opportunity to tell him to start organizing organizing other traditional rulers so they can be able to approach the Biafran Republic government in exile, because as it stands now, the reason why the Nigerian terrorist government
lobby people to speak in their own interest is because of what the Biafran Republic government in exile have been able, to achieve in Washington, D.C. And a good collaboration between the Biafran people and the traditional rulers in Biafra land is going to go a very long way for us. Although he also, recognized the fact that we are different people. He told them politically, and they understand that, yes, this man really stands for who he is, which is Biafra, because I would not like to, he spoke politically there, and all those people that were listening to, including the so-called president of Nigeria, they understood very well where that our Igwe stands. And for him to be able to make progress towards the stand that he has, started, is for him to approach, for him and his fellow traditional rulers in Biafra to approach the Biafran Republic government in exile, so they can be able to sit down and see how to, organize our people for our own Christian state. Because as it stands now, the Nigerian terrorist government doesn't have any plans, because all what they have been doing in Washington, D.C. with their so-called lobbies have not yielded any result all this while, and they understand this is so they are trying to come and see how they, that is why you see them now trying to do southern traditional rulers. But for let me I don't want to bring in the Buhari regime. I want to bring in this so-called Tinubu's regime. Ever since that Tinubu have come into power, what has Tinubu done for the Biafran people? Or you want to tell me that these so-called people that are coming out to form this deceptive southern so-called traditional rulers council are not aware that the Biafran people have continuously been excluded from the Nigerian budget and project and infrastructures? They want to tell we, the Biafran people, that they are not aware that their so-called government have been excluding, in particular, the people of Biafra, which they call the southeastern region today. And the reason why I'm saying all these things is for them to understand that we, the Biafran people, that the Igwe, have said is coming back to talk to, we really know what is happening. And I believe that you understand very well our resolve, and our resolve is Biafra. So if they want to hop into that moving train, because now is an opportunity for every one of them to jump into the moving train of the Biafra Republic government in exile. So which at the end of the day, when this Biafra is finally actualized, they will have their respect intact and their positions intact. Because if they fail to recognize the Biafra Republic government in exile, which is the government of the Biafran people today, I don't think he will be making any headway in whatever he thinks he stands for, or whatever he thinks he's trying to do in making sure there is the Biafran people and the so-called Nigerian people. We don't hate anybody, because at the end of the day, we are still going to work as neighbors. But what we want now is our own Christian, our own Judeo-Christian nation, where Christians' lives